Hello, 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 all my machine heads, and welcome back to No Man's Land. Dun, dun, dun. We are on September 3rd, episode 3, so it kind of worked out the same. Well, Fury has been busy, and I'm going to show you guys what's been going on. Let me shut the door. As you guys can see, give you a quick little tour. I have my little shack in the middle of nowhere. But then I kind of move up into a little more. Here's my little baby workshop. Here is my garage. This is going to be for. We're going to have a total of 3 tractors on this map, and that is it. Okay, we got our greenhouse set up over here. We're going to have strawberries and lettuce. Dun dun dun. This is our sheds for our bales. Boom boom boom. As you can see, I've starting to put some decorations in. So we are starting to look a lot less more. A lot less like an open plot and more like a field or actual farm. Here's our cow pen. Now this cow pen has been super modified by me. Basically, you can fit, let's just say 5,000 cows in it if we want. Gave the cows some shade when we do get them, dun dun dun, so they can have it. These trees will grow. When you download this map, you get a pack, like I said, and it will have biogas. It will have everything in it. Here's our manure pit. Here is our gazillion sheds. We got 3 full sheds to put everything because our tractors are going over in that garage over there. So basically, I come out after sleeping, dink, jump in a tractor. We got the world's largest silo. We're going to give this a big tour as we run around here real quick. I spent the entire next day. So we are on episode 3, day 3, but as you can see, September 3rd. So it is going up by day. But this is our world's largest silo. This holds 16 million liters of everything. Oh, we got to level out a spot. So, as you guys know, where I left off last episode, we were in the middle of, we had windrowed up and we started silage baling. We were way over there. We ended up with 64 bales. I went ahead and I wrapped them. And over here is our stacks of silage bales. We're going to eventually bring them over there. Maybe not this episode. There's one. Each one has 14. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks and a little baby one. I used that little machine right there to stack them. And so we ended up with 325,000 liters of silage off of one 17-acre field. So we've got enough to feed our cows for a while. And let me explain something too. As you guys know, the title of this series is the Flattening Project. So as you can see, my goal is to flatten this entire map. So this 17-acre field had some hills in it and whatever. Flat. Done. Ready to go. So we went ahead and we bought the next plot, and this is what I'm talking about. Oh, and this is for Holden. Look, Fury's got some roads in here now. So we can drive down the roads. See what I mean by flattening it? Bada bing, bada boom. I did this same series in 19, except for there was no mod out there that got your terraforming for free. So right now, all the terraforming and everything I do is free. But I also took out a massive loan. So now let me show you guys. We own field 56 or for 57 and 58 now. See, we can drive on these little roads, roads. And so this episode, for at least the next 26 minutes, we're going to start plowing in our first field here. I'm not going to make a grass field at first because we get grass off before we mow it. The only reason I didn't do that here, let's see if we can jump this, is because I wanted to get a field going, and I already have 300 and something thousand liters of silage already ready. to go. I mean, it's still fermenting yet. So let's head over to the store and get us a subsoiler. You know, my favorites. And we'll start subsoiling that field back that way. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic. It's been a great family day. I'm recording this on Sunday night. I snuck in on the computer real quick, even though I had promised the wife that I wouldn't record on Sunday. It's 12:05 at night, and she's sleeping. So, shh, we won't tell her. So you can see our farm is starting to take shape. We will, as we get deeper and deeper every day, I'll start putting more and more decorations. I'll start putting a fence up. But I wanted plenty of room to put a second cow pen or possibly some chickens or something as we get going. But let's get our subsoiler. Oops, it's under plows. There she is, the Lizard 6 meter, 9 meter. And we're going to get this in a JCB yellow. And we're going to go 9 meters. Because like I said, we're going to have big ones. We're going to design color will be light gray. Nah, we'll go light gray. Looks more like metal. We used to have metal. Nope, that's too light. All right, either way. Look at that. Same subsoiler, just a bigger. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I left you guys at 11 o'clock in the morning on the 1st. And I came and it does have hoses. I should be able to hook the hoses up. There we go. And I spent the rest of that day baling it up. Took me the rest of the day to bale it using wrap it using this machine right here, the SW4014, which you guys knew I was using. Finished that up and then stacked it. And then yesterday, the whole entire day literally was spent terraforming and building. But I figured that I didn't want to come on and spend a bunch of time just sitting here watching me flatten land. I think that's boring. I ran my roads to here, Holden, and then back here. I just put behind my farm. I just put a single path so we can drive around it and get through with some big. I left enough room so we can get through with some pretty big size equipment if we wanted. And we're gonna start right here, and we're gonna set up our GPS, and we're gonna get ourselves our field going. So let's go down and hit yellow. And we're gonna hit Control and W. Sorry, I had to reach. And there we go. We're off. We're making a straight line. This is where I talked to you guys about before about this GPS. Now I don't have the actual GPS. I still have the other one, the GPS Lite, because I don't think to me it's not worth it to download a whole GPS mod just for me using it for a couple of straight lines. So we'll get this at least outlined. We'll go back and forth a little bit. And in a couple of minutes, I'll go to trivia. So you guys liking the series so far? I'm really glad to be. It feels like I'm home. I just couldn't take one more day of those base maps. Remember the base maps in 19 and the base maps in 17. I have to give Giants credit. They're good. They're just base maps. Pause there for a second to make sure I get somewhat politically correct. Oh, I know what. There we go. I did set it up where I don't have to put my controller down. And off we go for round number 2. See, having this Black Sheep modding 9-meter subsoiler is absolutely huge. I love it. I love it about the fact that mods are coming out and we're doing great. Getting so many people. Want to welcome all the new subscribers that we're having. Some of you guys from Scotland, I see. Oh, how great was that? Apparently, they see in Scotland, they see a lot of John Deeres, which is shocking to me because it's an American company. It would be kind of like the same thing is if we were in the United States and we see a lot of like Massey's or we see a lot of like Dutz Fars or, Fence, which we don't. We don't even see a lot of JCBs in the States. So, like I explained, I can't remember, and I apologize to you that I can't remember your name. I don't know why Sarah strikes me. I don't know why that name is sticking in my head, but I will promise you that I will get it right for the next episode, and I will give you a blast out, a shout out in the next episode for answering the I had asked what kind of tractors you guys see. Well, this is actually not the correct way to do this. You never, ever, ever would want to go backwards. I just do that to create a square field. Now, the same thing that I did in 19, I will create square fields to begin with, but then eventually I will round them off and make them all nice and pretty. And in fact, I'm going to do that this time. When I get done outlining the field, I'm going to then round them off. So the fields are going to be kind of like egg-shaped. They're not going to be perfectly square. I don't think that's natural. I mean, they do exist. Don't get me wrong. Square fields exist. But I like to have a little bit of shape to them. So we're going to do the same concept, except I'm going to change a little bit on this Let's Play. 19, I would split up the fields, boom, 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 and make them. We're going to make this one giant field. We're going to get it plowed in today and get it planted, but eventually it will be all one field. The fields on that side will be grass, with the exception of our factories. Gotta have our factories. You know how that is. Okay, so ready? You guys ready for trivia? Let's answer some trivia questions. You guys ready? Now, I got a little bit more prepared today. Since we're in Farming Sim and we've been talking tractors and we've been talking where tractors come from and things like that, if you notice, there's been a kind of a theme the last couple of times that we've talked about. A couple of the trivia questions were about what kind of tractors and bada bing, bada boom, and yada ying, yada yum. This trivia question is probably for you, let's say, big tractor power. It's a two-part question as usual. What is the world's largest tractor, okay, known to man? And most of you should get that because all you have to do is check out Welker Farms. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. Sounds like a crow. It's like wah, wah. So what's the world's largest tractor? And then here's the second part. What is the world's largest, or what is the world's biggest horsepower tractor? Because they're not the same. So I'm going to give you a little hint on the first one. Go on YouTube and watch a series called Welker Farms. Now, any of you who played Farming Simulator 17 knows the map, Welker Farms map. And any of you who have paid attention onto the videos and things, because Welker Farms actually, the guy Welker was actually playing Farm Sim. He was actually online and he was playing Farm Sim and he was in the community for a while, and he is a true to life. So Go and on YouTube. This is a little hint, and I never will give you guys hints other than today. I've given it one other time for a movie one, but go on YouTube and look up Welker Farms, and you'll get the first answer to that. Now, if everyone doesn't answer this, then I'm going to know that you're either A, extremely busy in your life, or the trivia question just doesn't grab you. But that'll give you the world's largest tractor, because they own, I think, 12 of them, to be honest. But you're going to have to do a little bit of research for the world's most powerful tractor, because they're not one and the same. Now, the ones from Welker Farms are pretty amazing tractors, that's for sure. They're pretty high horsepower. Triple digits, let's just say that. Whoops, 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 whoops. Fury's got to pay attention. Pay attention! I think I had hooked it up and then shut it off when I was going. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, they're triple digits. They're probably even some of them ones on Welker Farm are pretty close to quadruple digits. Well, one with a bunch of zeros after it. It's pretty sick. But that's not the most powerful tractor in the world. And you're going to be shocked to find out that it's not an overly large tractor. It's actually pretty decently small as far as compared to the ones on Welker Farm. But that's your guys' trivia for today. I'm going to try an experiment. And I'm going to try to stay with the trivia of farming for a while, as I think it kind of fits with the map. Kind of fits with everything. It kind of fits with, we're building our own map, we're building our own farm. But the same thing that I found out when I was doing a Let's Play on this in 19. Oh, you can get, as you guys just peek over and see just the trees. I mean, you could start going absolutely nuts with decorations. It's absolutely sick. Fury tends to go a little overboard sometimes, and then I sit there and I wonder why my computer is going haywire with FPS, because I've got like a gazillion trees. Like I did this Let's Play on 15, way in the back, way before I started making videos, before I started doing all this stuff. My son and I were playing multiplayer on FS15, and we were playing on a logging map, and it had like 2,000 or 3,000 trees. It wasn't that much compared to like how far we've come. And to give you an example, like I think the map we were on had like 3,000 trees, right? Well, Dark Forest in FS19 has 28,000. Wilhelmina Forest has 24,000. So it gives you an idea how far we've come as far as graphics go. Because we had 3,000 trees on that, and that was giving us all kinds of haywire, whacked FPS problems. It was nuts. But the story about that was our goal is to cut down all the trees and then replant them. Well, when we replanted them, we never counted, and we got to the point where I'm going to have to stop that line and start going with my road. We never counted them, and we ended up with like triple. There. Now I'm going to take a vote. Let's bring out the voting machine again. Dun dun dun. Back in the day, I was huge with building stuff with hedges around it. Do you guys want hedges around around these, or do you want fences? Because generally speaking, farmers in real life, we have fences, whether they're rock walls, whether they're barbed wire fences. It's no different than your front yard property. A farmer does the same thing. We don't want a bunch of strangers in our yard, in our farms, digging this up, even though, generally speaking, 90% of the American public isn't going to go into a wheat field and monkey around with it. But farmers generally put fences around their farms. Do you guys, I do know in Europe, in England, and all those areas, across the pond from us, hedges are big. So do you guys want to see hedges around the fields, or do you want to see fences? Your guys' choice. And I'm not going to let Russell comment on this one. The reason why is because he always does. And I'd like to get some other comments. I mean, I'm sure he's going to anyways. I love the guy to death. He's absolutely the most interactive subscriber so far. He's on every single day, and he comments every single day. And I go out of my way to make sure I comment back. I gotta level that out. I go out of my way to make sure I comment back to him. And I swear, Russ, I tell you, I'm going to get you on one of these recordings, and you're going to be helping me. The only problem is I don't know if you have a PC or if you have PlayStation, because some of my mods that I have are PC exclusive. Now, to give you guys a little heads up, too, give a chance so you can watch Farmer Klein's video. There's a big patch coming for you console players. And you're going to have a ton of mods, and most of them are going to match us, which is exciting. But when I start I want to start having invitations to people coming on and playing a multiplayer server with me. And Russ I already understand that he lives in New Zealand, so I'll have to play late night. I understand that. It's not the end of the world. See, I don't think I need GPS. Yeah, little heads up. You'd never do that. That would break your tines off in about 3 seconds. These things, the individual things right here, are called tines. Tines. Very easy spelled, very simple. But they're very, very expensive. Do they break a lot? No. But if you hit a rocket, this isn't realistic at all. I would not be subsoiling at 10 miles an hour. I'd be subsoiling at, 1 or 2. But for the sake of YouTube, I have to just tell you what speed that we'd be going at and go from there, because at 10x speed, I can't afford to sit at 3 miles an hour. It would take me 4 days to plow this in. It's bad enough I'm going to have pretty much this field plowed in a day, which, isn't very realistic either. But Fury has to understand that it's a video game, and people don't really want to watch me harvesting for 6 days in a row. I mean, it's not like Meadow Grove where the fields were nice and small, so even if it took me two episodes, it wasn't the end of the world. But so much easier when I got a button set up for that now. But see, like I said earlier, I don't need I left that purposely not level, so so it was a little undulations. I don't need the new GPS. I've got this other one, the vehicle control add-on, and it's just as easy because I just push one button and I can use my GPS. That's all I use GPS for. I don't set up courses. I don't do any of that stuff. I just use it for a straight line. That's it. So I can talk away, and this field is going to be 17 acres when we're done. Now, a lot of you are not going to be happy with the fact that this map will be flat, but keep in mind, it's not always going to be flat. Wink, wink. Throwing my proverbial wink at my computer screen, because I want you guys to understand it may be flat in the beginning, but what I want to do is I want to get it flat. That's why it's called the Flattening Project. I want to flatten the map, and then I want to make it my way. I want to put some hills and some undulations and plant some trees and get it like a real live working map, because that's what Alien Jin attempts. Because why else? I mean, look at reality. He's got all these packs and garage packs and factory packs and BGAs and stuff. Why wouldn't he want you to build it that way? I mean, I don't know Alien Jim personally, but I have seen him on people's streams, and I know that why would you have a build your own map and with all those things that you can build if he didn't want you to use them. So that's why I'm going to flatten the map and then build it my way. I'm going to put the hills the way I want to put them. I'm going to put them the way I want to do it. And I'm sure that as a map maker, he would understand that. He'd be super excited. Flat maps are boring. Yes, they are. We all know that. Fury can attest to that. When you're sitting there on Flint Hills and there's not a hill in sight as far as you can see, and you're on a 200 and something acre field and you're just looking at this over and over and over again, it gets boring. But if you notice what Alien Jim did, what a genius. If you look at the edges of the map, see how I left those hills in there? If you look, even though I terraform it, there's trees all the way around the map, so it'll always look like we're on a real place, even if I don't put a single another decoration in. But anybody who watched my first series, oops, I got my one button set for to spin the camera real quick. When I use my controller like this, when I'm just basically talking, I can hit a button, see, spins my camera, so I don't have to keep moving everything. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But what an awesome weekend. I'm really super excited about this map coming out. It gives thousands and thousands and thousands of people the ability to play a map that they can do any way you want. How awesome is that? I mean, absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's the best of what Farm Sim really wanted. Farm Sim wants you to farm, enjoy farming, and they really are pushing the agricultural part of it. So they want you to farm, they want you to build, they want you, otherwise they wouldn't have it in the game. And just setting things up is awesome. Like, some of you guys are absolute, oh, I'd shut that off again. Some of you guys are absolutely geniuses. Danny Beats is, I don't know where he learns his ideas from. That guy is a sick farm builder. I mean, some of the things that he does. I was catching out Mr. Blue Jeans stream. These youngins, I'm telling you, and you're all young compared to me anyways, but these youngins are absolutely, the things that you guys come up with in your brains, I'm just like if you look at my farm, it's pretty basic. It's got the things we need. It's got the things we need to make money, the things to keep us busy, but there's no extra stuff. There's no, like, extra stuff yet. So, but you guys, like, I was watching Danny Beats the other day, his video where he's building on Elm Creek, and it was a time lapse, but it was just, when I was done watching it, I was like, oh my lord, this guy's a genius. Made it look like it was supposed to be part of the map. It's pretty sick. So we're going to go just a little bit longer today because I want to get this field plowed in so that we can do another project next time. So, yeah, because I'm at about the 28-minute mark now. See how I left some of the little bumps and undulations? Because that's real life. That's like what farming did. So I leveled it, but I left some of those in so it would feel a little more real. These are going to be good-sized fields when we're done. For real. For real. All you youngins are for real now. I'm like, oh, okay. Up. There's the rain. It's going to be a muddy mess. I mean, you really, really, really wouldn't subsoil in the rain. Really wouldn't, because this would make this a muddy mess. And I don't even think your tractor would be able to pull it. What I did is, you see, I'm going a little bit uneven on purpose. Yep, we'll play till like noon, let's say. A little bit longer than we normally go, but I want to get this field done so that the next episode... And what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to start changing it up. Instead of coming and recording every video at 6 o'clock in the morning, that kind of gets boring. The next video I will record will be afternoon. So I'm going to get through this day today, and then I'll bring you guys back in sometime tomorrow afternoon. Whatever project we're on, we'll go from there. As you can see, in 30 minutes, I mean, we're already going to be about 35 minutes by the time noon rolls around, so we're halfway through the day already. Yeah, I love those little things I left in here. It makes it sound like your tractor's working hard. Love the sound of rain. I hate dealing with it. Now this side we've stayed pretty square, but I do that on purpose. I put these little I make the field a little bit different each time, like a little long time, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter, because no field edge in real life is absolutely square. 99% of the time farmers are doing it by sight. They're not. Especially the older time farmers, like our tractors growing up, we didn't have GPS on them. They were just old school. So you're coming up to the edge of the field, you're doing one of these. It's like my dad used to say, you know, close enough for government work. Because he owned his own construction business as well, which is what led Fury to go into it as well. So he owned his own construction business, and he was a full-time farmer. So, truth be known, guy was busy. As I used to, his biggest thing was he's a jack of all trades, he was a master of none. He could pretty much do it all. Now, as he got older, he got more and more away from the farming part of it, and more into, like, he was doing antiques, and he started doing all kinds of stuff. See? Now we'll leave that one real short, and see how it's all different? Makes it really cool. But I'm excited, and like I said, this keeps us busy, and then when the maps start coming out that are hits us, like I'm really, this is a big one to Nathan, the maker of Meadow Grove Farms. So if you guys know him, make sure you message him. If he wants to bring that one, Fs22, that will be my be-all, end-all map. That's my favorite. That's the one that you guys seem to like the most. It's the one that everybody seemed to enjoy the most. And if he brings that one, converts it with all the new modern stuff that we can do in it, oh, this would be sick. Because we made it before Farming Simulator 19 ended. We were on, what, 38, 39 episodes? We made it quite far in that, and we were doing it, remember, we were doing it real time, realistic, and we still only were like day 3, I think. Alright, let's get at least, we'll try to get to the end. But I don't want to go too long. I don't want my video being an hour long. Yeah, that big hump there is awesome. Realistic. It was like Black Mountain, Montana. Remember that map from 19? Where it was logging up on like the hill behind you? And the flat map. But the one field had that big giant hump in it, and it was awesome. But that way, this map... Now, because it got so expensive in 19 for me to terraform, I had at one point 2 government subsidies out giving me $40,000 an hour. And it was taking me anywhere between, like the corner plot over there took me $11 million. And I got to the point where it was so expensive that I had to save up for like 4 days just to terraform half the field. It was crazy. Oh, look at this. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap this up here. One more pass and then we'll be done. Then I'll wrap it up. But yeah, it got so expensive, and like I said, it was we had the government subsidy mods in 19 too, but they didn't give you $300,000 an hour. They gave you it was $1,000 an hour or $10,000 an hour, something like that, or something like that. It was giving me $40,000, so two of them, each one was given $20,000 an hour, and it got to the point where it was so expensive. So as soon as I saw the mod in the mod hub that said making the painting and terraforming free, I jumped all over that. I thought, yes, because I don't want to spend money, even though it's realistic, I don't want to spend money like I did on this map in 19. No way. That was beyond frustrating. And it got to the point where I had to start doing time lapses, and I had to start doing that because it was just, the money was so short. I mean, I started with 1.25 mil, and in the beginning it was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I've got like millions and millions of dollars. But then when it costs you millions and millions of dollars to terraform everything, it was like, oh my Lord, this is crazy. But yeah, this field doesn't look very big, but it's 17.54 acres. It will be by the time I go over. I took a little bit off of the roads. Isn't that funny how a 9-meter subsoiler almost fits perfect from end to end? That's great. Last little bit here, and then we will wrap it up. I'll say my goodbyes, and I'll bring you guys back in after I get set up. Let me know in the comments. Answer the trivia question. What's the world's largest tractor, and what's the world's largest horsepower tractor? They're going to be two different kinds. And let me know in the comments what you want around these farms. Do you want hedges? Let's see if we can go up here without it messing up. There, I know they're not designed for that. All right. Drive back over to the farm. There we go. We got our first field plowed in. Now we've got a... Oh, it needs everything. All right, so we're going to be busy. We'll come back. We'll fertilize it one time. We'll lime it. We'll fertilize it a second time. We'll cultivate it and fertilize it a third time. We're going to leave this right here today. At least they stopped in 19. The rain doesn't come in anymore. 15 and 17, the rain came in the building. It was terrible. Okay, good. I gotta shut off. All right, everyone. In the midst of the thunderstorm, we will say our goodbyes. Thank you for being sure that you like and subscribe, and thank you for all the views and watching and all the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and share. Be sure that you are enjoying the night, the day, the weekend, whenever you're watching this. And most importantly, look out for each other, look out for yourselves, and please look out for each other's families. And on that note, Fury Machine is out.